Okay, so now we know why we need to improve something, and we know kind of have an idea of what improve means, right? We need to change the inputs, how we do things, so have an impact on our outputs, okay? Which are the performance metrics that we're looking at. So now let's take a look. What does that mean to improve? What is business process management? Designing the best possible system or less resources to create more value to the customer to produce those products and service. So I need to make sure that all that also that system is working as I plan. So reduce or tackling the variation that occur by changing the use of the inputs, and that's kind of the key here, right? So I need to change how I use my resources, and that me the system itself, in order to achieve better performance, which is our outputs, right? And that's the goal, changing my inputs to reach better outputs, changing the way that I use my resource, the way that I do my job, in order to get a better performance. Okay, and what is improvement? Basically, I have a current state performance here, let's say productivity, and then I have a future state and I have a next future state. So let's say that I look at my kitchen and I look at how I was doing sandwiches, and I was able to say, I'm wasting a lot of time doing this and this. Let's change the layout. Let's buy new equipment to do this and that. And now my productivity is higher, so I'm producing more sandwiches with the same amount of workers. So then I am in a better state of productivity, right? Right. But it's keys to actually maintain that state, so I can go further down the road and go to the next state. Right. So that's kind of what this is showing, right? That's what improvement is. You do a step, you do a better job, and you sustain, you stabilize. Okay, that's how I do things now. And then you go for another leap and another leap and another leap, right? So every time you're doing a little bit better than you're doing before, that's what we call improvement. So you have to have stability, right? You have to maintain what you're doing and go again and again, right? And this is kind of an image that represents some of the mindsets that we have and why it's very uh, challenging for companies to do that. It seems very easy, right? But we have situations like that happens. What if we don't change at all and something magical just happen, right? Why don't we wait for a miracle and say, people don't do that? And let me tell you guys, I work more than 10 years in consulting. I'll say people wait that. And people do that because people don't like change. Okay, and you guys don't like change, right? So this is a great example of that. Everybody was very confused and about the semester. No one went online. No one want this. No one want that, because they're all changes in what we're doing. The same thing when you go and take a look at the process, how people are doing things. They're used to do things in a certain way. So they used to make the sandwich that way. I'm used to produce a car on that way, and that's my job. That's what I do. I come here and repeat that all over and over again. When someone comes and say, let's think about doing this a little bit different. Why isn't that a way to do it better than this? These are very uncomfortable questions. People are uncomfortable about these comments, right? And that's why it's so difficult to improve a process. It's not an easy task. That's why we have a bunch of stuff and tools and methods and a lot of theory and a lot of concepts on that, because it's not easy to improve someone's job. It's not easy. It's not because it's technically different. It's because the human side is the most difficult part and most important part when you're improving the process. And kind of at the end, let us think that let's do things the same way, and something magical will happen, or at least we're going to stay in the same stage forever. And that's kind of our mindset work. And when you come with continuous improvement, you have to break that mindset. You have to think about, we have to convince people and talk it through, and make people understand that is improvement is necessary. We need to change how we're doing things to do it in a better way. Okay, and we're going to talk a lot more about that. Just giving you a heads up. Okay.